lot of people in the world think of Kosovo in terms of religious terms, as if it was a religious conflict. We at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we thought that we need to address this issue and to actually provide and to offer Kosovo as a platform for interfaith dialogue. The history of tolerance between the religions in Kosovo is much more longer and much more important than the incidents of interfaith violence.
And that's what we are working together with professionals and university professors to inform leaders, current leaders, about the importance of religion and about the importance why religion should not be ignored, but it should be part of positive social changes.
The conflicts of the 90s in former Yugoslavia were basically secular conflicts. There is no question about that. But in absolutizing the conflicts, of course, everything is welcome, including religion. And of course, the churches and other religious communities have not been particularly alert to the danger of these approaches. In fact, in some cases, the hierarchical structures in these communities freely lent themselves to service in favor of the national cause.
Very often religion, especially when it is associated with a certain nation, with a certain political project, and associated very tightly, it tends to then be used for the purposes of generating conflict. Almost no matter what the precepts of religion are, once religion is identified with politics, it almost inevitably ends up being an instrument in conflict when conflicts are about brewing, about to happen.
It was unacceptable what religion doing and in churches, institutions, especially in the Balkan. They started in 1991 to function as a military formation institution, not as a religion holy place. And it was horror what they are doing in preparing people for ethnic cleansing, war crimes, genocide. So the responsibility of church in post-conflict period is bigger here than other parts of the world, because religion takes its own responsibility for the bloody war among us, you know.
There are many examples of this sort of thing where specific churches have become a part of the war effort. This has to be confronted. And it can be confronted only within communities. It cannot be done from the outside because it will have no good effect. So what we are discussing here in Prishtina at this particular conference is not just aspects of religion in the Balkans, but how these various traditions can contribute to reconciliation that perhaps is not possible through secular means. How religious traditions can, in fact, evolve to a point where they can contribute to stabilization of this area.
When I bring this back to my friends, my families, my professors, we can then have this exchange of ideas. And I think this dialogue, this conversation allows, peace of societies to come together. And it is this openness to sharing that I really like about this program. Yeah.
To create a new wave of communication, new way of negotiation, new wave of solidarity between each other, between us, despite the fact that we belong to different religion and different secular society. So I deeply believe the religion have to have its extremely important place.
This is a good thing. Religious beliefs can be used to heal the wounds of a society or a country. But I think that it's in the hands of those who are able to use or able to utilize the positive force, the positive aspects of religion.
Yeah, often people think that religious people are not open for arguments. And assumption for many people is, well, religious are irrational. People just believe what they want to believe, and therefore arguments cannot reach people. But in fact, all religious traditions have both faith convictions, but also their long traditions of argument about variety of topics. And so that arguments are there within religion, and therefore religions are quite open to reason. Indeed, religions can be seen as attempts or faith to seek always understanding. Therefore, we can reason with people of faith. I'm a person of faith. I hope you and I can reason together.
Even though a state may be secular, it should be able to allow people to practice their faith and express their beliefs in the way they want, as long as, of course, it doesn't disturb the peace, or it does not pose a threat to anyone else. It does not undermine the interests or the rights of other people. So that's basically, I think, would be a sort of practical, pragmatic way for any secular system to operate.
I think that this process of alternative voices is going to increase, and wherever you have evidence of this, sometimes not for the best of reasons, I think it has to be encouraged. Religious communities have to become more plural. They cannot be totally hierarchically controlled and subject to whims of people who very frequently are not very, very good shepherds.
Yeah, I think the religious institutions have to understand that they don't have the monopoly on the public space. They may make truth claims, but there are one party making truth claims about what needs to happen in the public space. If religions understand themselves as making a contribution to common life, and also if secular governments or seculars themselves understand themselves in a similar way, then each of them can contribute, and each of them is an equal party in the debates about future of a state.
21st century, for me, I'm deeply believe in it, will be first century when religion people and secular people come together, start to work together on the future of our nations and our country. So for me, the period which are coming, we can call it post-secular Kosovo, post-secular Balkans, post-secular world. This is period when finally religion come back against to the public life.
We launched this innovative program, academic program, for three purposes. To bring academicians, young people to Kosovo, to see Kosovo and to become part of our network engaged interfaith dialogue. Secondly, to make sure that some of the prejudices which are out there about Kosovo slowly start to be eradicated. And thirdly, that we also help the local communities in Kosovo learn more from the best practices in interfaith dialogue from abroad in order to influence and to help the local debate on the issues of religious freedoms.
I believe that the Kosovo case is a very interesting case to study and to get conclusions that can be useful for other countries, for example, Syria or Egypt.
There are lessons here for the entire planet. Bring people from around the world here to Prishtina to experience and explore these issues and hopefully, again, create a more peaceful Kosovo, a more peaceful region, and ultimately a more peaceful planet.
Once you understand what the world is about, once you understand what each of the worldview perspectives or religions are, I think you can come to the point where you can adjust your expectations and relationships, and you can have faith-friendly democracies and democracy-friendly states, and you can have a peaceful coexistence.